Hello and welcome to another flow. My name's Nicol, and I'm really happy that you're joining me, whatever time it is, whatever zone you're in. I heard that my videos are spreading themselves all around the world, so whatever time zone you're practicing in, whatever country you're practicing in, welcome. Um, we're going to start off on our shins, but before I do, let me just mention that the props that you may need are two balls and two blocks. The blocks will depend on your flexibility and mobility that you have throughout your body. The balls are there just for a bit of myofascial release, so they're not totally necessary. If you have tennis balls handy around the house, they might be useful. So if you have those, please go grab them. Pause the video so that you don't miss anything. And then once you're ready, we're going to make our way on our shins. So, starting off in a nice, comfortable position on your shins. Now, you can choose to keep your tops of the feet onto the mat, or if you'd like to challenge yourself a little bit this morning or evening or whenever you're practicing, let's tuck the toes in and make sure all the little tippy toes are joined in the practice. Once you're comfortable on your heels, bring your hands palms face down on your thighs, and then just see if you can relax the shoulders, elongate the spine, maybe even shutting down the eyes. And this allows, having one sense minus allows a little bit more focus on the other senses, namely being the sense of touch, smell, and just being able to focus more on, what's happening inside. And then I'm just going to invite you to take a few breaths, making them nice and deep, and note that your feet will start talking to you at some point. If they start shouting at you, please feel free to come to the tops of the feet. This is just a little bit of a challenge to start off with, and it's not something that you need to feel bad about if you need to come to the top. And let's hold just for another 2. Another 1. Invitation to continue breathing through the nose, unless you have some sort of congestion and you need to use the mouth. But then bring the hands down out in front of you, and we're just going to form a tabletop position, so creating this square shape with the body. Palms are flat down onto the floor, fingers are nicely spread. Bring the tops of the feet down and just give them a bit of a tap, just to release any tension built. Because we're going to make our way back onto our heels with the toes tucked. So even if you didn't tuck them before, can you see if you can tuck them this time? So tucking the toes, walking the feet back or the hands back, and then sitting back onto the heels. We're not going to spend here a very long time, so see how you go. Let's take the hands up to the ceiling and bring the palms together and draw them down to the heart as you exhale. And then interlace the fingers, push the palms forward, and with your next inhale, take the hands to the ceiling. And cactus the arms, opening the chest as you exhale. Let's do 2 more of those. So interlace the fingers, push the palms out forward. Breath in as you lift the hands. And as you exhale, cactus. 1 more. Interlace, push forward, inhale, lift. And as you exhale, cactus. And then bring the hands out in front of you. Just give them the fingers a bit of a shake. Interlace the fingers, create little figure eights, just moving in one direction. And then in the other direction. And just 1 more shake before coming back to that tabletop position. If you know what cat-cows look like and you know what I'm talking about, feel free to do a couple of your own. Otherwise, keeping the toes tucked just nice and lightly. You don't have to be pushing much harder. Or if you'd like, or it's more comfortable for you, you can bring the tops of the feet down. We're going to move through with an inhale, opening through the shoulders, chest, looking up, allowing the arms to be straight as you push down through the mat, the belly to sink, and the tailbone to untuck. Then with your exhale, tuck everything in, pushing the spine up towards the ceiling. So we'll do 2 more of those. Breath in as you open up, looking up. And as an exhale, as you tuck it in. And 1 more like that, breath in. And with your exhale, tuck it in. Actually, let's do 1 more. Keep your toes tucked and tuck them if you're not already. Breath in as you open, push through the mat. And with your exhale, can you push through the mat a bit more, lifting your knees to hover them just off the floor. Note how my spine is pushing up towards the ceiling, so I'm protracting through my shoulders, which means I'm pulling them apart. And I'm looking down, straight down towards the hands.
We'll pause here just for another 2 breaths. Another 1. And then instead of dropping the knees down to the floor, let's lift them higher, finding our first downward dog. Then feel free to pedal the feet, just finding a little bit of stretch through the hamstrings and the calves, and maybe moving the hips from side to side. So I know everybody has their little routine that they work through. Go through yours just for a moment. And then it's always nice to start off with a little bit of a break, huh? I know we've just started, but let's bring the knees down wide to the edges of the mat. We're going to bring the tops of the feet down and slowly making our way into a child's pose, stretching the arms forward and allowing the belly to rest in between the thighs. See if you can make it restorative to start off with by bringing the forearms to rest on the mat. Stretching the arms forward, allowing maybe the forehead to rest as well. And then just pausing and breathe. And then slowly making your way back up. Let's move back into that downward dog position. Now, I'm going to move through both sides of the sequence, and I'm going to try and stay facing forwards or starting forwards, which will mean that at some point my back will be towards you. So please excuse that. You'll know when my back is away, my back is towards you, that your back should also be away from me, unless you're practicing vertical. Let us roll forwards to a plank. Take a deep breath in here. And then bending the knees, dropping them down to the floor, let's bend the elbows and take an exhale and come halfway down. Straighten the arms with your breath in, and with the toes tucked, lift the hips, downward dog. We're going to do 2 more of those, but we're going to change it up a little bit. Let's float forward using your breath in, and with your exhale, drop the knees, bend the elbows. Straighten the arms, breath in, and lift the knees, downward dog with your breath out. And then doing one with more fluidity. Let's breathe in as we float forward. Bend the elbows, keeping the knees off the floor. Flip the feet, upward dog, and downward dog with your breath out. And then releasing the knees down to the floor. I know, we're taking a lot of breaks, aren't we? Let's take the right foot and stretch it out to the back of the mat. Toes are flexed, so they're pointing down. Just finding a little bit of balance here. Take that right foot a little bit higher, maybe lifting up to the ceiling with your breath in, and bending the elbows down, maybe touching the floor or mat with your chin or nose with your breath out. Straighten the arms, breath in, and then take that right knee into the chest with your breath out. I'm going to do 2 more of those. Stretch it out, breath in, bend the elbows with your breath out. Straighten the arms in, and knee into the chest. 1 more, straighten, and bend the arms. And straighten. And this time, can you bend that back knee, lean onto your right hand, take your left hand and reach behind you. If you're manifesting this, please keep doing that. If you have the reach and you can grab your ankle, open out that left shoulder, maybe even turn your gaze to the ceiling. And just pause here for 2. Pause for 1. Release the foot, place hand and knee down to the floor. Turn your hands so the palms are face down, but fingers back towards the knees. And then just a slight sway from left to right and left to right. And coming back to that tabletop position, so fingers facing forwards. Stretch your left foot to the back. Imagine you're kicking the back of the room, toes are pointing down. Use an inhale to come a little bit higher, and an exhale to bend through the elbows. Straighten the arms in, knee into the chest, X. Straighten in, bend elbows out. Straighten in, and knee into the chest. Last time as you straighten, then start to bend through that leg at the back and reach around again, maybe grabbing that ankle and opening out that right shoulder. Just pause for 2. Pause for 1, gently release, bring the hand and knee down to the floor. Walk the hands back, about a hand's breadth back, and then flip over the palms so that the back of the hand is connected to the floor and you've got all 5 digits connected. And then just a slight sway from left to right. This might feel good. Left to right.
And eventually, being really gentle as you do, flip the hands back over, tuck your toes, and walk the hands back towards the knees. And then coming to sit back onto your heels, bring the palms out in front of you, interlace the fingers, and those figure eights in one direction. And in the other direction. Give them a shake. Bring the hands down to the floor and walking the hands forward, coming into Anahatasana or puppy pose. Here we're trying to draw the chest down to the floor, but at the same time, keep our hips aligned over our knees. So we're forming a right angle with the legs, and we're trying to draw the chest down in between the shoulders. Just pause here for 2. And 1, then gently walking the hands back, tucking the toes, lifting the hips, downward dog. Actually, let's find a little bit of release with the wrists. Bring the knees back down to the floor. Let's utilize these balls. So grab one ball under each hand. And if you're grabbing cork balls, that's the best. Otherwise, grabbing tennis balls. Have your under your left hand, grab or wrap your hand around the ball and see if you can keep the fingers from touching the mat. So wrap your thumb around that first finger and lean onto that left hand. Bless me. Excuse me. With your right hand, open out the palm and then just massage or create little circles as we massage the hand. Moving into the fingers and the thumb. And then swap it around, grab that right ball, push weight into it, and then use that on the left side. And eventually releasing, take the balls out to the side, and we're going to go back to that downward dog position. So tucking the toes, lifting the hips. Roll forward to a plank. And then we're going to take that right knee and place it down halfway down the mat. Kickstand that right foot out to the right hand side and then come onto the heel of the left foot. Raise the left hand up to the ceiling and imagine you're flat up against the plane with your hips pushing forward. Just pause here just for another 2. Another 1. Bring your left hand down and we're going to flip over. So here you're going to have to excuse my back. Bring the right foot on top of the left, taking that right hand up towards the ceiling. Keep the body in a nice straight line from heel to crown of the head. And then draw that right hand down. We're going to flip ourselves back over, left foot on top of right. Now, you can choose to stay here. That might be a challenge enough. Or you can follow me. Inhale as you take that left hand forward. And as you exhale and draw it back, draw the hips down to maybe touch the mat. Inhale as you draw them up, reach forward. And as you exhale, come back down. One more time. Inhale, reach. And exhale, drop them down. And then as you reach, breath in. And left hand comes down, bend through the elbows, chaturanga. Flip the feet, upward dog. And downward dog with your exhale. Moving on straight to the other side. So rolling forward to that plank. Taking that left knee, dropping it down halfway. Kickstand that left foot, drop the right heel. Take the right hand up to the ceiling. And imagine you're pushing yourself flat up against the wall. Keep reaching that right hand. Palm is facing the back wall behind you. Hold for 2. 1. Right hand comes down. We're flipping all the way over. Left foot on top of right. Taking the left hand up to the ceiling. Hold. And then flipping over, taking the left hand down. Right foot on top of left. Taking the right hand up. Reach forward with your breath in. And dip the hips, breath out. 2 more. Breath in as you reach forward. And as you exhale, dip. 1 more time. Reach forward. And exhale, dip. As you reach forward, take a breath in, and then the right hand comes down, come halfway, breath out. Flip the feet, upward dog, and let's take a break. Child's pose. As you exhale, taking the knees wide and the hips back. Keep it a little bit more active this time, so have the elbows off the floor. As you stretch the arms forward, to make it a little bit more challenging, you can even come onto the pads of the fingers, and this will create a bit more space for the head to drop between the shoulders. Just pause here for another 2. And 1.
And slowly making our way back up. Let's find that downward dog again. Now, take your right foot up to the ceiling, take a breath in, and with your exhale, can we step it forward between the hands? Warrior 1, take your left foot out to the left-hand side, drop the heel, and maybe come a little bit further in. So your foot is pointed at a 45-degree angle. Push through the right foot and take both hands up to find your Warrior 1. Note your palms are facing each other and your hips are facing straight out in front of you. Keep the right knee bent and maybe make sure that you can see your right toes over that knee. And just hold for 2. For 1, props become handy here. As you straighten that right leg, draw your hands down to the floor. If you can't quite reach the floor, this is where your props come in use. You can use them to stabilize yourself, or you can use your right shin. So whatever you're using, if you don't have blocks at home, please use your shin. Otherwise, using your blocks to stabilize yourself, or the floor if it's close enough. Hold here just for 2. For 1, bend through that right knee, hands come down, step that left foot back and come onto the toes, and then sweep that right foot all the way up to the ceiling. Take a breath in. Take the knee to the right elbow as you exhale, visit the left elbow, and then keep that knee bent, and we're going to take the ankle onto the back or the front of the left knee. Walk your hands back towards the foot. Now, it may not be very far, depending on your flexibility, and you see mine is not great. Walk your hands back forwards, and then sweep that right foot back up to the ceiling, one-legged downward dog, breath in, and step it forward, top of the mat with your exhale. Warrior 1, once again, pushing through that right foot, lifting the hands, and this time, as you exhale, take the hands behind you and interlace the fingers. Interlace, open out the chest with your breath in, humble warrior with your breath out. Now, humble warrior, you're trying to draw your right shoulder to your right knee. Your hands are reaching up towards the ceiling. If you can, straighten them out to open your shoulders and maybe even draw the heels of the hands together. Release, bring the hands down to the floor, stepping that left foot back and coming onto the toes once again. Breath in as you step that right foot back, halfway down, chaturanga with your exhale. Flip the feet. Open up to your upward dog and downward dog with your exhale. Let's take 2 breaths here, just rejuvenating, relaxing, having a bit of a intermission. And then taking that left foot, reaching it for the ceiling. Take that knee to the left elbow and the right, and step it forward, top of the mat. Warrior 1, as you take the right foot out to the side, push through the left foot, take both hands to the ceiling. And again, finding that alignment, making sure that we can see the toes over the knee. Hold for 2. Hold for 1. Then as you straighten that left knee, bring the hands down to the floor and find the old pyramid pose. So either to the floor, to the blocks, or to the shin. Just hold here for 2. Hold for 1, bend through the knee, hands come back down, stepping that right foot back, coming onto the toes, sweep that left foot to the ceiling, one-legged, and as you exhale, visit both knees once again. Keep the knee bent, bring the ankle onto the front of that right knee, and then walking the hands back as far as you can, and walking forward, and taking that left foot back to the ceiling, breath in, one-legged dog, and stepping it forward, top of the mat. Warrior 1, lifting the hands to the ceiling with your inhale, and taking them behind you, interlacing the fingers with your exhale. Open up, breath in, and humble warrior with your breath out. Now, your arms don't need to be straight. You can keep them just off the back, and your head, try and keep it relaxed, so no tension there. Hold for another 1, and then releasing the hands down, stepping that right foot back. Step that left foot back to a downward dog. And then with your breath in, come forward or roll forward to a plank. Halfway down chaturanga, and flip the feet, upward dog. Child's pose. Yes, you heard me right. Child's pose as you exhale. So taking the hips back towards the heels. Pause. Just breathe. Remembering to keep this child's pose a bit more active, so keeping the elbows off the floor. Hold for 2. And 1. Now, come onto the pads of the fingers with the hands, and we're just going to walk the hands forward and then to the left-hand side coming off the mat. So keep the chest low, and note that your right shoulder will have a tendency to lift. Can you keep it equal or on balance with your left shoulder? Hold. And then coming back through center, go over to the other side. And again, trying to keep that left shoulder in balance or in line with your right shoulder. Walk back to center, tuck the toes, lift the hips, and lift the knees, downward dog. Now, lift your right foot up to the ceiling, take a breath in. Bend your knee and open your hip with your breath out. Option to stay here, or maybe dropping that foot down. Wild thing, keeping the hips nice and high, reaching that right hand forwards. Hold for 2. For 1, can you make that right foot a little bit lighter? Come on the tippy toe, maybe even hovering the foot. And then step it all the way to the top of the mat. Warrior 1, reach the arms to the ceiling, breath in. And pyramid with your exhale, taking the hands down, finding that forward fold over the knee. Bend the knee, hands come down, step that left foot back, sweep the right foot to the ceiling, breath in, and visit both knees with your breath out. Keep the knee bent, bring to the front of the left knee, walk the hands back, as far back as you can, and walk them forward. And I bet that wasn't challenging enough for you. So, option to hop that left foot, 2 hops forward and 2 hops back. And then take that right foot, reach it for the ceiling, breath in, and step it forward with your breath out. Warrior 1, breath in as you reach the arms. And as you exhale, find that interlace behind you. Open up, humble warrior with your exhale. Hands reach down for the floor, stepping that left foot back. Keep the left hand planted and take the right hand up to the ceiling to a twist. Cleopatra with your exhale, reaching the right hand back, dropping the hips. Inhale as you reach forward, and then walk the hands to the left all the way to frame that left foot at the back of the mat. Drop your right heel, Warrior 1 or 2, Virabhadrasana 2, as you open up the arms, left arm reaching forward, right arm reaching back, right heel down. Reach forward, flip the palm, reverse as you inhale, taking the left arm up, and then side angle as you take the left elbow to left knee, right arm reaches for the ceiling or extended, taking that right hand or right arm to the ear. Hold here. You've got a couple of options because we're going to be here for, let's say, 5 breaths. Find a half bind, taking that right arm behind you. Full bind, taking the hands under and reaching around. Or you can even move to birds of paradise if you're ready. Let's step that right foot forward and lift that left foot off the floor, maybe straightening out the foot. Wherever you are, you got another 3 breaths. Another 2. And then slowly reversing back to your side angle. Release both hands to the floor, come off the back heel, sweep that left foot back to a one-legged plank, and come down chaturanga with your exhale. Drop the foot down, open up to upward dog, and downward dog with your exhale. Start to walk the hands all the way back towards the feet, all the way back, and then when you're at the back, toe heel the feet out to about hip width, grab your elbows, and just ragdoll, either sway from left to right, or staying in stillness. And eventually releasing the hands, find a halfway lift, either hands to the floor to shins, and an exhale as you release. Take that right foot, step it behind the left, so your legs are crossed. Then come on the tippy toes and walk your hands to the right, so eventually your feet uncross themselves. And then step to the left, so your feet are about hip width apart. Find a halfway lift in, and option to hop, skip, or jump yourself back to a downward dog. Flowing through a flow, or skipping it, eventually taking the hips to the ceiling. Left foot rises to the ceiling with your breath in, one-legged. With your exhale, bend the knee and open the hip. One more breath in here. And with your exhale, take that knee and visit left and right, and then flip it over, wild thing. As you lift the hips, can you reach that left arm forward, hold for 2, for 1, making that left foot a little bit lighter, maybe hovering. Step it all the way to the top of the mat. Warrior 1, hands reach for the ceiling, breath in. Pyramid pose with your breath out, either blocks, floor, or shin. Bend the knee, hands come down, step that right foot back, come on the toes, sweep that left foot to the ceiling with your breath in. And as you exhale, visit both knees. Keep the knee bent, bring it to the front of the right knee. Walk the hands back as far as you can and walk them forwards. We felt like we weren't challenging ourselves enough last side, so let's hop the right foot forward and hop it back. And then sweep that left foot to the ceiling one-legged. Step it forward, top of the mat with your exhale. Nice work. I'm sure you're keeping up. Let's take a Warrior 1, taking both hands to the ceiling. And find that interlaced behind us with your exhale. Take a openness of the chest, breath in. Humble warrior with your breath out. Release the humble warrior. Hands come down, step that right foot back, come on the toes. Left hand reaches for the ceiling with your breath in. Cleopatra with your breath out. Inhale, reach it forward, and then walk the hands to the right, all the way to frame that right foot at the back of the mat. Left heel drops, open up, or windmill the arms open to a Warrior 2. Then reach forward, flip the palm, reverse inhale. Side angle as you exhale, sweeping that left arm to the ear or straight up to the ceiling. Make sure you keep that left hand activated. And then either stay here or find a half bind, a full bind, if you can reach around. I can just about get there. If you're finding birds of paradise, step that left foot forward and then lifting that right foot or right knee up. See how you go. We're going to be here for another 4 breaths. So taking your choice for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly reversing yourself back to where I am now in your side angle. Releasing both hands down to frame that right foot, sweeping it back. One-legged plank, breath in. Coming halfway down, chaturanga. Flip the feet, upward dog, and downward dog with your breath out. Hold here just for 2. For 1, I feel like we need a little bit of a coffee break, huh? Are you with me? Let's drop the knees. Keep them about hip-width apart. Bring the tops of the feet down. Walk the hands back. And we're going to, as we drop the forehead down to the floor, draw the hands on either side of the thighs with the palms facing up. So this just allows the shoulders to relax a little bit. Let's pause here for 3, for 2, and 1. Gently come up. And we're going to swing the legs around in our seat. Come down, and with the legs bent 90 degrees, can you shuffle yourself forwards so that you are towards one end of the mat with your feet? And then as you lean back, lift the feet off the floor. Boat pose. Can you point the toes? Your hands can come on the side. The palms can face the ceiling. Hold for 2. For 1, low boat. Straighten through the legs and lower the shoulders so they're just hovering off the floor. Hold. You can challenge yourself further by taking the arms behind the head. Hold. And then even further by coming onto the left glute. So rolling over onto the left glute. Keep the shoulder off the floor, feet off the floor. Right hand to right heel, touch. Straighten it out. And then come back to center and roll onto the right side. Left hand to left heel, touch. Come back to center and rolling all the way up to your high boat. Hold here for 2, for 1, and then gently rolling back onto your back. Happy baby, grabbing the blades of the feet, and maybe a slight rock from side to side. Make sure the breath is flowing through your nose, in and out. As long as the breath is moving, the body has got space to move as well. The brain can continue ticking over. Keep a hold of your right foot, and we're going to form a one-sided happy baby, stretching that left foot flat down onto the mat. Hold that right foot for a moment, and just maybe see if your left hip is still connected to the floor. Release the right foot, interlace the hands around that right shin and draw the knee into the chest. Flex the right toes so they're pointing up. Hold. And then finding your supine twist, let's take that left or right knee over the left leg, right hand out to the side, and if both shoulders are connected to the floor, turn your head to one side, the side opposite the knees. Hold and breathe. Invitation to shut down the eyes. Feel what the posture feels like. Slowly coming back to center. Your happy baby once again. It may not be as happy right now, but hold. One-legged, stretching the right leg flat down, making sure that right hip is relaxed. It's continuing to make contact with the mat. And then interlacing the fingers around that left shin, drawing the knee in towards you. Make sure the left foot is flexed. And then releasing that knee over the right leg, finding your twist, keeping both shoulders connected, and maybe turning the head to the opposite side. For me, my knees are to the right and my head is turning to the left. And slowly releasing, moving back with the knees into the chest. I just gotta watch my microphone, it's found its way out of my pocket. Draw your knees in and give yourself a hug. And what I like to do in class, because I find it so amusing, can you lift your shoulders off the floor and bring yourself closer to your knees? If they're close enough, maybe giving them a kiss. And if you do, I want to hear it. Go ahead. I know you want to. Release back down. We're going to stretch the legs up to the ceiling, Viparita Karani. This is the restorative option, and you can even take a block, placing it underneath the hips, just to keep them a bit more neutral, and have the feet just floppy. You don't need to hold tension. Arms at your side, palms down in preference, and you can just stay there. Second option, if you want something more active, is to roll the hips up and find a shoulder stand, pointing the feet up towards the ceiling, supporting the hips with your hands. So whatever you choose, taking your choice, and staying just for another 3, another 2, where's that mic gone? Another 1, and wherever you are, if you're in shoulder stand, invitation to find plow, taking the feet down, knees to the shoulders, and then gently rolling down. Viparita Karani, bending the knees, bringing the soles of the feet down, slowly, gently removing the block, taking it out of the way. And then as your hips release to the floor, can you draw your heels as close in towards you as you can? The feet are about hip width apart. Have your hands palms face down at your body's side. Finding bridge, we're going to do 3 rolling bridges and hold the third one. So with your inhale, can you roll your hips up, pushing them up towards the ceiling? And with your exhale, slowly rolling back down. 2 more. Breath in as you roll yourself up. And gently rolling back down. And last one, rolling all the way up. Hold. You can choose to stay there or maybe interlace the fingers underneath the body, walking the shoulders in and finding more space to push the shoulders or the hips higher. Hold here for 2, for 1, and gently releasing the hips back down to the floor. Before we move into Shavasana, option to find a bit of a counter pose for inversions. Straighten your legs, pushing through the heels. We're going to take the hands underneath the glutes with the palms face down, and then walk the elbows in as you lift the chest. Once they're underneath you, allow the head to drop back, pushing the chest up towards the ceiling. Hold here just for another 5, another 4, and 3, and gently releasing by walking the elbows out and finding your Shavasana. Now, I'm going to hold you here for about a minute or so. So allow the legs to be a little bit further apart, the feet to flop open, the hands at your side, palms facing the ceiling, just so that the shoulders can open out. And keep a space between the hand or the arm and the body, just so that your armpits can breathe as well. With your head neutral, your body relaxed, shut down the eyes. And just taking maybe another 3 breaths controlled by making them as long as possible. And once you've completed the 3, just allowing the body to breathe as it normally would. Shavasana is arguably the most important pose in our yoga practice. So before you think about ending the video and cutting your Shavasana short, think about how important it is, how much work we've done to come here and arrive. So give yourself just a minute or two just to relax and do nothing. Make yourself aware once again of where you are, how you're moving, how you're breathing. Bring your focus to your head and just gently and slowly move it side to side. Move your focus down to your hands and curl them in finger by finger and release. Move your focus to your feet, scrunch your toes and release. Scrunch and release. And drawing your legs together, point through the toes, take your arms behind the head, stretch, become long, take a breath in. And then drawing the knees into the chest, curling up into a little ball. Allow them to fall to one side, left or right. And with your eyes closed, can you gently make your way up into a seat to complete the practice? Invitation to bring the palms together and draw them into the forehead. Maybe a slight bow of the head
in reverence to your practice today. I keep meaning to say this morning or this evening. Let's take one deep inhale through the nose and an exhale through the mouth. The light in me sees, it honors and respects the very same light it sees in each and every one of you practicing today. Namaste. Blinking open the eyes, releasing the hands. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed the practice and will continue your own practice at some point. I got quite a few videos available that I've spent some time curating for your practice. So take your pick, and yoga is, I keep repeating this little saying or mantra in my head. It's the one modality that you can practice throughout your life, you know, forgetting about limited movement or pains or aches. You can always adjust your practice to however you feel, whether you're feeling tired, whether you're feeling dizzy. You know, you can always change things around to accommodate how you feel. So continue practicing yoga, and hopefully we'll see you soon on the mat. Thank you. My name is Nicole. See you soon.